I actually have another source of income outside of YouTube, but unfortunately that job has taken me away from the lawn. It's been about 6 days, going on 7 days without any mowing being done. Now normally for the average homeowner, 7 days passing by is not a big deal, but when you're real mowing at extremely low heights, you gotta mow often, usually every 1 to 2 days. You don't want to let 2 days go by without any mowing being done. Now when you look at the lawn was a little bit overgrown. It was just over 1 inches tall, and it started to have seed heads popping up. I was also recently asked by a neighbor. He also went away for vacation. He keeps his height of cut at about 2 inches, and now because he's been away for over 2 weeks, his lawn has grown a little bit out of control. And he was asking me exactly what is a height of cut reset and how do you go about it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it is and what do you do.
Keep it simple and just mow.
Resetting your height of cut is not difficult. There's one of two ways you can go about it. The most common way is to bring your mower down 1 or 2 notches where you typically like to cut your lawn. You're going to cut everything off, and once you're done mowing, you raise it back up. This way you can allow the grass to grow, and then you can go back to your regular mowing maintenance. Another way to go about it, and this is an extreme method, I don't recommend this for everybody, but you can actually bring your mower down to its lowest setting and just cut everything off. That's another word for scalping. Scalping is typically done usually in the beginning of the growing season in the springtime for Bermuda lawn, but you can also scalp your Bermuda lawn in the middle of the summer. But the key thing to remember is you have to bag up the clippings. Whether you choose method 1 or method 2, you want to bag up the clippings because it's going to be way too much at one time laying down on the turf, so you don't want to leave any clippings behind. And the other thing about resetting the height of cut is the lower you go, the more you're going to have to think about your irrigation. This way you can encourage the grass to green up faster. Unfortunately, the top 30% of Bermuda is green and the bottom 70% is brown. So when you do a height of cut reset, there's a good chance you're going to expose all that brown, but it will go away with time, especially if you decide to irrigate. When you irrigate, it's going to green up a little bit faster. I'm going to use my lawn as an example. On the left side of my house, I'm going to bring the mower down 1 notch where I typically like to maintain my height of cut. I'm going to cut as much as I can, bag up the clippings, and then raise it back up. You can see it's still pretty green. There's still a little bit of brown exposed. In method 2, I'm going to scalp the front and the right side of my house. You can see I'm exposing a lot of brown. There's very little green left. So this is method 2. This is a method I really don't recommend, but you can do it. But just know there's more work involved, but it is definitely doable. Whether you decide to use method 1 or method 2 is really dependent on you and what you prefer to do. But just know the more green you cut off, the more brown you're going to expose, and you're going to need to think about your irrigation in order to bring it back faster. You're going to eventually get green up, but irrigation will be key to bringing it back. As a regular homeowner, it's important to stick to your mowing schedule. How often you gotta mow is really dependent on several factors. Your mowing height, how often and how heavy you fertilize, and how much irrigation the turf is getting. If you ever need to hit that reset button, go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid to go low. You go low, bag up the clippings, and bring it back up. And for some people, it might be worth exploring using plant growth regulators, but it's a little bit tricky to apply, so I only recommend that if you're comfortable doing any type of spraying. But other than that, doing a hard reset is not hard. It's not difficult. Go ahead and do it if you need to do it. We're still in the middle of the growing season. You can do a hard reset at any time in the spring and in the summertime. I don't recommend doing this type of reset going towards the fall when the months start to get cooler and cooler, because as it gets colder, the lawn growth is going to slow down, and you want to be careful doing any type of reset during that time.